Petroleum industry bill is once again eliciting reactions from environmentalists and other development groups working in the Niger Delta. Questions are being asked about what communities in the region really stand to benefit from the bill. Answers to that and many more questions were provided at a meeting of some stakeholders in Port Harcourt. Correspondent Uche Okoro reports.
The petroleum industry bill is generally believed to hold the key to reform and revamp Nigeria's oil and gas industry. But this group of development experts and activists has some reservations about the true value of the bill to host and oil-impacted communities in the Niger Delta region. In their view, the PIB as it is currently structured takes a lot more from the people than it gives.
If we want to see different results, we must ensure that a governance structure around petroleum industry must be passed by law and signed by the president. We must ensure that we have the right tool, both legal and regulatory, so that all the resources that are being generated from the oil and gas region would be put to good use, particularly on how it benefits the Nigerian people at the grassroots, where we explore this oil.
The bill does not say anything about impacted communities. It only deals with benefit transfers, okay, and remediation for host communities. That does not make any mention of impacted communities. And we know that when we have oil spills, environmental degradation, air pollution and all that, there are no borders to it. It moves from one community to the other and does not care which community has got oil or does not have oil. And we think that this is an element that should be introduced into the PIB.
The meeting is advocating a deadline of 1 year for eventual passage of the petroleum industry bill. They are willing to wait 1 more year, having already watched the bill evolve and struggle to surmount legislative bottlenecks for 20 years in the National Assembly.
It's long overdue, but we think that the longest period we should wait for a PIB to be passed, a reasonable PIB to be passed into law by the National Assembly, is the middle of 2021. It shouldn't go beyond the middle of 2021. And given that length of time, it's so that better work is done.
If you don't do that, then nothing is going to change.
The petroleum industry bill is described here as one of the oldest and most contentious legislations before the National Assembly. And so stakeholders are optimistic that discussions like this would go a long way in speeding up its passage into law. Uche Okoro, TVC News, Port Harcourt.